First, I would just like to know how you heard of us. How did you come to find us?
Well, I was looking at sites just in Peru itself, and a lot of the sites were like open for a long period of time. And I found it like a lot of young people, and it was kind of touristy. They were meeting their best friends for life, kind of thing. And that wasn't for me. I wanted somewhere quiet, authentic, and somewhere where I'd just be able to kind of. I was at a stage in my life where I felt like I needed to do this. So it was actually my partner Vicky who actually said, I can actually see you going here and then not coming back. And when I actually looked at the website, I just saw the pictures of Mama Linda, Hilmer, yourself, Urban, everyone, and I just thought, I feel I just trusted by looking at the pictures of these people and what you wrote about the retreat and the reasons you actually set it up in the first place, and it just resonated so strongly with me and made me think, this is the place I need to be.
Wow, thank you, brother.
That's exactly what I've had in the. But what really sealed it is you think, it was other people, family members, when I said I was going to do it. Is this real? What happens if you get kidnapped when you're over there? Your organs harvested? And I said, well, that's the risk I'm prepared to take. Because I really need this, if it's real. And when I text you, I mean, you got back the same day, within a few hours, and it was just so natural. Saying, I'll set up the time to call you, it's suitable for you. You did, and you really, any fear I had, and then authenticity of the place, and the fact that any money, which was like half the price of anywhere else for double the time, or more than double the time, was actually not too good to be true. And it was just, I could feel it. This is my calling. This is my calling to Mother Ayahuasca, because I've never experienced this before.
Was it anything that you were skeptical about, or having some fears about before actually arriving here?
No. What I said before was the fact that I thought, well, take cash for the 30-day Dieta, taking $2,500 in cash. But when you explain, that is because we've got nothing set up we've just started this year. We're established 2022, so we've not got that far yet. And it was just thinking, okay, well, if it isn't real, at least I've still got my money. I can conceal on me, and hopefully, and if I change my mind halfway there, I can still go home. So it was actually a win-win that way. So that did relieve my fear.
Beautiful. And how long have you been here with us now?
This is my 26th day.
26th day. So that makes it like 4 more days.
Yeah, 4 more days left, and I miss my family and the loved ones. There's a part of me, even though tomorrow night will be my last ceremony, I would still stay on if I could, purely because I love it so much.
Wow.
I do. The family are so kind, natural. I feel part of the family already, and that's something I didn't really think I would feel, and I did that from night one.
So, have you felt that anything has changed? Have you feel differently now, 26 days into the journey, than when you did when you entered it?
I feel like a different person. I feel like the person I thought I would always had inside me. It's always been there. I just couldn't have the right thought patterns, the right feelings, emotions. They all came out kind of wrong. Where this is, after 7 days here and only 4 ceremonies, I felt that life changing on its own, and I was already ready just to go home and sort out any problems I thought I had. But over the other days, it just softly unpicks other things in your life. Other coping mechanisms had broken down completely, and it's built new ones, but with a view to life, which is to live it, not feel guilty for living it, to love, to not be scared to share my love, not be scared of rejection, and just, I knew before everything's possible, but now I actually believe it and feel everything is possible. and that's not something I ever truly felt in my whole life. So that's how powerful and strong this place is, and that's why it's hard to leave here. It really is.
Thank you for sharing, brother.
You're welcome.
Straight into my heart.
Only one thing I would like to share before as well is when I did get here, I felt how hot it was and the difference in climate, and you don't have the same comforts and luxuries you have at home, and you feel a bit out of place. And the family have got a large extended family and there's a lot of people. But night one in the ceremony, I experienced, basically I was told, not in words, I just felt that you're loved, you're cared for as one of us, you're now one of the family, and we will care for you as one of our own. And that has never changed from ceremony 1 to day 26. And getting to know everyone here is making it even harder to go home. So when Vicky, the partner, said, "I don't see you coming home," now I understand why. Because if it wasn't for my obviously loved ones back home, my son and my 3 daughters, then I would be staying here. So that's how special it is to me.
And the family doesn't speak any English, right?
Not a word.
Yeah. And you don't speak any Spanish?
No. Poquito, poquito, poquito.
Now you speak a word or two.
Yeah. I wrote a few down from Google Translate, but I still don't know if they're actually correct or not. But we're managed by just showing emotions for the heart, the head, and what was happening. And it actually, it was an advantage for a lot of the time because I had to figure it out myself and learn. And I found the plant medicines that I was dieting were teaching me things that are already there in my head, but it was making me believe them. I had 3 diaries with me, and I wouldn't even think I would get past bullet points on 1 page. I'm now into my 3rd diary, and it's like I don't ever want to stop writing.
And how long did you spend here alone, like just with the family?
14 and a half days.
Yeah. So 2 weeks you were alone with the family who didn't speak a word English. You didn't speak, well, you spoke a word or 2 in Spanish. How was that experience? Did you felt that you could make yourself understood? You felt safe here? Did you felt that it was working out for you?
I felt safe because even though their tambo is further along from me, if it was raining heavily, like it's raining now, there was thunder and lightning, Mama Linda would come up like she was my son and say, "Gareth, this is for you." And I was like, "Oh, I thought it was a plant medicine." I was waiting to say something, and she was like, "No, kala, I mean, it's hot. What? Don't burn yourself." And I went, "Ah!" So we both started laughing mutually without a word spoken. And I still want to find out what it was she gave me, because it was basically a cup of love and a hug. I slept like a baby, had the most beautiful dreams. She gave it to her son Hilman, who was just back from Pucallpa, and he was cold because he's not used to it was just like normal weather for me back home. But it was the care. It was just that extra mile to go when they don't have to, and it's always just checking in on you constantly. It's, "Gareth, how are you?" In Spanish, obviously, but I knew exactly what she's saying. And there's so many phrases like "bien," "muy bien," "feliz," "tranquilo," no, "relajado." But there's emotions that I couldn't even put into words. And even with you here, who speaks very good English, I still can't put these emotions into words. So it cleanses your mind, your body and soul, but it also heals your body, and just gives you that belief and strength to believe in yourself again. Maybe like you did when you were younger and the world was like your oyster and you weren't scared of anything. But I felt like over the years I've become more, worried. What if I do this? What if I do that? Oh, procrastination. But now it's like the opposite. It's like I'm just ready to go. It's like I've been reborn at 45 years old.
And was this the first time that you experienced Mother Ayahuasca and the plants of medicine?
Very, very first time.
And how did it feel to enter the ceremony for the first night when you because you're doing it with shamans who doesn't speak your own language, like with a new family, the sons and the daughters of Mama Olinda assisting as well. How did you feel embarking on that journey when you went in there the first time? Did you felt that did you feel secure? Did you feel safe?
I felt secure and it was peaceful and calm. It was beautiful. Just the candle lit, all the families, and we're all saying hi to each other. Then before the ceremony, before it begins, and then I said my intention, and then Hilmer speaks some English, translated that to Mama, and just like, oh, bien, good. We start the ceremony. I don't speak a word of Shipibo either, but there was words she was singing in her Ikaras, which are a language on their own. I could hear in these words, you are loved, love is where you are, and love is anywhere you go. And just this emotion just in me just wanted to make me cry. And there was also in the Ikaras I could hear where she was saying, I'm your grandmother, I'm your mother, I'm everything to you, and we will look after you. After your first ceremony, you're my son. And afterwards, Hilmer said, you are now my Shipibo brother. And that alone was enough. But after halfway through my Dieta, the Chile Sanango, she said, congratulations, Gareth. No, she made me stand up, and I was still seeing Mother Ayahuasca. I was still having my visions, just slightly less strong. And it was like, well done, you've got to this stage. And she at that point gave me a Shipibo name, Panchimani. And when I found out what that meant, it was like, a ray of light from the world. And it's like, I thought it was going to be something like Lord of the Flies or something like that, or sloth, like something that people back home would maybe call me, like, for lying about, sloth, or getting a bit by mosquitoes. They like me here, but Lord of the Flies. But it was so beautiful. It was so touching that I will keep that with me for the rest of my life, and it means something to me. And just as much as my own real name, my father gave me. So I can't thank her enough. I can't thank the family enough, and you for guiding me here.
Thank you, brother.
You're welcome. Thank you.
So, yeah, two more questions. So first of all, has it always, because now I'm hearing your words and it sounds beautiful, brother, like I'm really taking this in, and I know that the family would love to hear this as well. But I'm curious, has it always, because you make it seem so easy, like,
No.
was it always easy? Or
Brilliant question, everyone. Well, the family sat me down day one in the Mallorca and in the daylight, and told me, this is where we have our ceremony. What is your intent? Why are you here, and what's the reasons? And she knew a few of them, because you asked me to send the reasons, what's going on in your life, how it's been, what's got you to this point where you want to come and obviously meet Mother Ayahuasca and heal. So I told her, kept it quite simple, and she just said what was going to happen. And she said to me, look, there's been people here before who have paid for 30 days. She said, do not waste your money, because that person less than 10 days. And we're saying, look, this is a lot of money you're paying, don't. And it could be dangerous to go away. So what I did was had my first ceremony, went beautifully. 2 and 3, like you get a night's break, were the hardest ceremonies I'd ever had. And I was at that point thinking, wait a minute here, I've got another 11 to go. No, how can I do this? On day 4 and 5, I was ready to run away on my own, just to go and speak to my family. That's how difficult it was. And I didn't even make it. I laughed when they told me the other person didn't make it past 10 days. And now here's me at 4.5 days wanting to do the same. But anyway, dealt with it. The family helped me through it. I used Google Translate, and I'd already prepared big paragraphs at night in bed for the morning. And they just, like, I could see their concern and relayed my concerns. I went in for every ceremony after that. And it was the 4th one, as I said, that's when it just changed my life. Day 7, I just thought, I have the answers to everything. It's not the answer to everything, because there's been so much more to come, and so much more things to learn. And it's even now, I've never been a spiritual person. I've never been someone that believes in God or Christianity. But now, it's given me several spiritual experiences as well that I'm just like, that I can also call on when I go back home. And the most beautiful thing for me is when you go back home, my biggest concern is going back home and falling into old routines, old thought patterns. And I don't ever want that. But the fact that Mother Ayahuasca never leaves me, and the master plants I've dieted 2 so far, and I can call on them just like I can call on family members past and present to help me through hard times. And that just gives me so much strength and so much courage to realise, no, this is all I need. This is everything and all I've ever wanted in my life. And I never knew it before. It was 4 months before I came here.
Yeah.
And only if I knew about this when I was at 18 onwards, 15 onwards, but I don't know how old you have to be here to come here, but I can recommend all ages. You don't have to wait till you're 45 to do it.
So, you pretty much exited in a very beautiful way there. So pretend that I'm not here, and would you recommend this to anyone else? And if so, who would you recommend this for? Because this is not for everyone, I guess.
Well, no, I would recommend anyone who's in a position where they think, I've got to the stage of my life where I can't go on, everything else is going wrong, then it's for you. So I would consider it for my sister, my 2 brothers, my mother, who's like 60, wait till I'm 68 next year, my son, who's 22, my daughter, who's 20, and also my 2 twin daughters, who are 13, but when they're older, if they're going through troubles or finding life difficult, or even they've got a problem back in the West where you're given Western medicines, because I've found that I have used Western medicines from antidepressants and recently been diagnosed with ADHD, and it's like, oh, this is the answer. No, it explains why I've been like this all my life, but all it did was numb the feelings and never get to the core of the problem. This to me is like 45 years of therapy I've always needed in 26 days. So that's the only way I can put it. So if they feel like they are and they get the calling, then this is the right place to come. But for me, I wouldn't want my daughters to go to some of these established places where they go under, still after the ceremony or what trauma they've taken, and they're going around during the day watching things to buy. No, this is real. When you come here, you go back to your tambo and you rest for long periods of time. But that's where, even the next day, Mother Ayahuasca is still working. The plant medicines are working in you, where you can still have visions in your sleep during the day. And I found that writing everything down, I not only relive, I remember the whole ceremony and the important points and all the lessons to be learned as well. So you're never too old to learn, and I've learnt that. Not being on my phone, switched off for days, or even run out of battery. When you don't know the time, it goes quicker. So you're thinking, how did I do 14 and a half days on my own? It just went in so quickly after that 4th ceremony. And looking forward to each day, even the rest days, that's how good it is.
So, we're not a 5-star retreat, right? We're sleeping in an AC building, something like that, and it can be quite a lot to be here, right? So it's pretty much what I'm asking is pretty much like, who would you warn off?
I'd warn off the people here for a holiday, because I must admit, I wanted to work when I was back in Scotland, but see, when I came here, I knew this is hard work. You've got to put the effort in. So if you're someone that's here for a holiday or a bit of fun and just relax and enjoy the weather, etc., then that's the kind of people it's not. It's people who are here with sincere intentions, who are wanting to heal something or something in their life that they're wanting to improve. Problems they feel, then this is the right place. But what it's made me, the Tambo's got everything you need. It's got a flushing toilet, It's got water to wash your hands. It's got a shower to shower. It's not, like you said, 5-star, but it's got a bed to sleep in. You've got a hammock to relax in. You've got a wee thing to put your candle on at night if you want to see, because there's no electricity. But for me, it's made me think, when I go home, I'm going to keep it simple. I don't have to have all these mod cons. I don't have to worry about what am I watching all night on TV. Because the problem for me was sleeping. But here, I sleep like a baby. I've never slept in my life like I sleep here. That's how peaceful and beautiful it is. So if you need all these things in your life and it switch off, then you come here. That's just all the truth. There's nothing. I've got more, but I just don't want to keep speaking about it. Because I can, you know what I'm like, I can speak forever and ever. And I don't even like being on camera. And I don't like speaking. And I never used to share my feelings. Now I can't stop it. You think that'll change when they close me tomorrow night?
Fucking hell, brother.